So when you're a lawyer in private practice, it's very important that you not only be capable of and good at the areas of law that you practice in, because otherwise the clients are going to get mad at you, number one, if you don't know what you're doing. Or number two, even worse, they're not going to refer you or use your name to give to somebody else. I'll tell you how that works in America. Let's say you're living here in America, Eliana, and you're going to yoga. You're a yoga teacher. And somebody asks you one day after yoga class, hey, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I have this legal problem. Do you know any good lawyers? And you're going to say, yes, I know this guy. He's great. He helped me out a couple of years ago. Really? What's his name? Patrick Geocaris. Yeah, I'll give you his number right now. Or I even have his card right here. That's how it works. Word of mouth. Let's use the same situation. And let's pretend you had a bad experience with me. Same girl says to you, by the way, I'm having a legal problem. Do you know any good lawyers? And you're going to say, oh, I wish I did. I had to use a lawyer a couple years ago and he was terrible. He never returned calls. He didn't know what he was doing. He charged too much money. You see, you're not going to refer my name to somebody else. Very important for me or any lawyer in private practice to not only be able to competently engage in our areas of law, but also to get a good result for you on the case so that you will use our name and give it to somebody else, because that's the only way we get business. More importantly, as you continue to grow, now you can stay at the same place forever and make enough money and all that, but life, work, spirituality, and relations should always be about growing. Becoming closer to each other, closer to God, taking yourself to the next level personally, giving yourself challenges, taking yourself to the next level in your work. So we're going to talk about areas of expertise. So these are the areas of law which I am not only good at, but I'm really good at, okay? And one of those is helping people get their driver's licenses restored. Now, what does that mean? In Illinois and in Oregon, your ability to drive a car or any vehicle can be taken away if you commit one too many criminal offenses or cases, usually having to do with alcohol or drugs. Once your license is gone, it's not like different countries. It's very difficult to get it back. Now just think of this for a second. You're a man, particularly a man or a woman, and you're used to driving, right? Everywhere. To work, to the store, driving your kids around, whatever. And now, all of a sudden, the government says, give me that license, it's gone. Now, it's not just gone for a little while. That's called suspension. I'm talking about it being taken away, revoked. Is the word we use here, which is a Latin word that means permanent. It's gone. In order to get it back, you have to go through this process, which I am an expert in. I used to be a hearing officer, hearing these cases back in Oregon many years ago. And here I bring in my academic knowledge of biology, because one of the things I studied in my biology program, in addition to environmental biology, is I studied addictive behavior. So I'm kind of an expert in addictive behavior. So people who become drug addicts or alcoholics, I know all about you because I studied it, okay? So now I'm taking my academic knowledge now, and it is directly applying to one of my legal expert areas. How cool, right? Now this I actually do have a passion about, because I'm using my skills as a biologist, as a medical person, to evaluate these people when they come to me. We do a medical chart, the whole thing. It's really like a little hospital almost. And then I get them ready for the legal case. And then we have to go through a series of steps before finally we get to the hearing. And the hearing is in front of a board of 3 people in Oregon, 1 person in Illinois, and the goal is the same. Have you changed? Have you learned your lesson? Can we trust you? Do you have knowledge now about alcohol and drugs? It's our job to teach them these things. It's my job in particular to teach them to be a good witness. This is where my trial lawyer skill comes in. As a result of being an expert, I win an overwhelmingly amount of these cases. I very rarely lose. So my reputation has grown and grown, and it's a very huge thing. It's not very prestigious in terms of other lawyers, what they think about it. For instance, some lawyers will ask me, hey, what kind of law do you do? And if I don't feel like being polite and saying I'm a trial lawyer, you know what I'll do? I'll say, I help people get their driver's licenses back. And the more arrogant ones will look at me and kind of like be like, oh, and they'll walk away. But to me, it's very, very important work, because now I'm not only able to take a journey with a person and to help them grow and get in better habits and lose some of the bad habits like drinking and smoking and using drugs. I'm able to talk about God with them. I'm able to talk about my vegan lifestyle, my sense of power and empowerment. And I tell you what, 7 out of the 10 cases I handle, I really get through to these people, to the point where after I win their case, these people are my friends. They're not just a past client on that client list. No, these people are my friends forever. Also, I'm their lawyer for everything. They'll call me for everything. Even if I can't do it, I'll give it to somebody else. They're my people forever. So this area of law for me is huge. It's about 40% of my Illinois practice. It's about 30% of my Oregon practice.